Hey there, my name is Anthony Romano, and today I'm going to answer the question of what are the healthiest foods to eat on keto? Okay, so I tend to talk a lot about the lifestyle and dieting side of keto, but there is also a health side because any diet can be healthy, any diet can be unhealthy. Keto is just a metabolic state for your body to be running in, and basically it's energy state. So you can make it healthy or unhealthy, and in this video I'm going to tell you what a healthy approach would look like in general, just so you can understand this and apply it to what your food choices are on keto. So I define health by basically getting more of the stuff that's doing good for your body and less of the stuff that's doing harm to your body. And for those two definitions, the good is going to mean more nutrient-dense foods, and the bad is going to be reducing foods that create inflammation or oxidative stress in your body, because oxidative stress and inflammation are generally the two roots of all evil in your body. And most problems tend to come from one of those two sources. I've said this in my videos plenty of times before. So as far as nutrient density, you're going to want to be picking of the animal-based products you're consuming. If you truly care about like health and you came to this video to see what's going to be the most beneficial for your body's health, then any animal product you're consuming should be from one that's consumed its natural diet. So this means grass-fed meat products, pasture-raised eggs and chicken and poultry, grass-fed butters, dairy products that come from grass-fed sources, right? Overall, animals were meant to consume their natural diet, and any sort of product that came from an animal that consumed its natural diet is going to be more nutrient dense. One of the ones that's very popular is the sources of fat-soluble vitamins. So fat-soluble vitamins are A, E, D, and K. Most people don't have as much as they need from these vitamins, and it makes sense because we don't tend to consume too much fat on a Western diet. With the keto approach, you're obviously eating more fat, right? So I'd hope that you're getting more fat-soluble vitamins. But up until I started buying a few more things from grass-fed sources, it's really been harder to get better quality egg products, meat products. Any sort of animal product is going to be better if you get it from its natural diet. And I'll tell you this from experience. And additionally, if you care about getting in the best health of your life, at the same time you're losing weight or doing keto for other lifestyle reasons, get your animal products from their natural diet. Another step too would be getting your vegetable products from organic sources, less exposed to pesticides. Things like that would be more optimal for your health. It's a no-brainer, right? Overall, calorie-wise, you won't need to restrict your calories too much. Okay, the healthiest things on keto are going to be about minimizing as well. So even though you're reducing your calories, you're going to want to minimize the things you shouldn't eat and maximize the things you should. So don't concern yourself with calories if you're doing this for fat loss purposes and you're kind of in the background looking at health. For minimizing the bad stuff, oxidative stress and inflammation are going to come from processed sources. That's in general what you want to avoid, processed sources. So if you want to take a step deeper, it's going to be vegetable oils are a big no-no. Vegetable oils, canola oil, I talk about them all the time. They are inflammatory fats. They are exposed to high temperatures in processing, and this makes them very unstable in your body. Avoid them like the plague. They are not healthy for you, and they will mess you up. It basically, the number one thing that on paper is going to cause you a heart attack is vegetable oils. So don't buy into the stuff about, you think for yourself is what I'm saying here, okay? In general, as I always say, the food industry would love for you to think that 10 eggs are going to give you a heart attack and you don't have to worry about 10 Oreos, okay? Which one do you think is worse for your health? And at the same time, when it comes to vegetable oils and comparing that to other fat sources, real fat sources, 10 pastured eggs a day is going to be very beneficial for your health. I had a couple duck eggs today from pastured or free-run duck eggs, antibiotic-free, hormone-free ducks, and those were incredible. So overall, get your animal sources from their natural diet, get your vegetables from cleaner fields. And when it comes to avoiding things, avoid processed stuff, avoid the vegetable oils. Try to increase your omega-3 fats compared to your omega-6. So this is another inflammatory and anti-inflammatory distinction here, because omega-3 fats, which I'm sure you've heard of, the fish oils, is how most people know them, are the anti-inflammatory fat. Omega-6 are inflammatory, and there's other types of inflammatory fats, but that's the general battle between those two fats. And if you lower your omega-6 and increase your omega-3, you're going to be getting more inflammation reduced and more anti-inflammation increased. So I know you might be thinking why I said it sounded like a confusing way there, but you're going to be reducing the inflammation and increasing the anti-inflammation by increasing the omega-3 and decreasing the omega-6. So another way to do this would be by decreasing your use of seeds, hemp seeds, legumes, things like those. They're going to be higher in omega-6. Sometimes people will nitpick the anti-nutrients that are in legumes and certain vegetables. On YouTube, they'll say that, eating spinach has anti-nutrients in it, which are basically they bind to minerals in your body, and they're not the most healthy thing. But it would be very hard to overdo the anti-nutrients from spinach or vegetables on a ketogenic diet just because you're eating so much fat, and it wouldn't really make up too many of your calories. A variety too is good for your overall health and foods that you're used to, and variety is the spice of life. So overall, legumes are less optimal, seeds are less optimal. Humans weren't really made to digest them. Okay, even chia seeds, I mean, some people like chia seeds and they tell me, I have these chia seeds, not too big of a problem, but they do expand in your gut. If you've ever seen them poured in water, they expand and get this very soggy but like binding going on. So if you overdo the seeds, they could perform the same thing in your gut. You don't really want that. So reducing legumes would be optimal. You can still consume them, but I'm just saying if you're making that the centerpiece of your keto diet, it's not the best choice. You'd be better off getting most of your food from, a meal plan I have in the description is balanced in that way as well, because I have a free meal plan. But even from there, it's an egg meal, so you have a good amount of fats and proteins, a Chipotle salad bowl meal, so you get some greens, you get maybe an avocado in there, some more fats, a little bit of cheese if you can digest it, some healthy meats in there. You can dial it up, dial it down, throw in some other things. Also, a couple snacks as well. So example, the legumes and the almonds and the nuts and the things with anti-nutrients that people will criticize on YouTube. So anti-nutrients, again, they're in almonds. Technically, it's phytic acid is in the shell. And overall, there are oxalates in certain vegetables. Even spinach is one of them. That's another anti-nutrient. But legumes are going to be more high in anti-nutrients as well. And if you did want to reduce your anti-nutrient intake, having less of those foods would be better. But the easiest way to describe it is just get most of your food from healthy animal products, get your vegetables from clean vegetable sources, and minimize the processed foods, whether it's oils, whether it's too many protein bars, and don't rely on legumes or seeds, or don't add hemp seeds into things if you're doing this for inflammatory reasons. Hemp seeds are higher in omega-6, other seeds are higher in omega-6. Keep the staples in place, the staples being healthy animal products, clean vegetables, and use your processed foods for a snack here and there. Throw in a Quest bar here and there. Make your own recipes here and there, which you can take some of mine on YouTube. And that is the healthiest way to do keto. Right, one more thing I forgot to say is that I eat a lot of organ meats, in particularly liver, and cod liver is one of my favorites. So I also eat a good amount of organ meat, and eating organ meat is going to be very healthy and nutrient dense on your keto diet as well. I highly recommend it, especially if you find one you like. For me, I always tell people that cod liver tastes like something that people could lie to you and say is the most delicacy salmon on the world. So organ meats, definitely a good call for healthiest foods on keto. Okay, or most diets, right? One added benefit that I'll say is you don't have to worry on keto about most other toxins. If you've ever read The Bulletproof Diet by Dave Asprey, he talks about mold toxins. And mold toxins, basically, they can be in a lot of things that are processed. They're most often in coffee, but they can be in a lot of grain products. And this makes sense because grains are typically more processed. It's easier for them to get exposed to moisture in processing. And when you're dealing with vegetables or animal products, typically there's an expiry date or expiration that you have to be concerned about. With grains, they can be stored, and other factors like that will play into them getting more mold toxins. So even if they're being fed to animals like grass or grain-fed animals, it can show up in their fat and then get into you by you eating them, or even just the grains themselves, which you're consuming, can have toxins in them. So another benefit is that on keto, you're cutting out all the grains altogether, so you're not going to be getting those mold toxins, unless you're getting them from crappy meat sources, right? So overall, that's another benefit to the anti-inflammatory side of things and avoiding toxins. But if you did have any more questions, leave some in the description. I don't talk too much about the health and nutrition side of things, but I do, try to keep up on that as well and try to eat my keto lifestyle as healthy as possible. I'd love to answer your questions, and you can also take my free keto meal plan in the description. It's part of my 60-day keto transformation challenge. There's also a keto training plan in there. And basically, if you'd like to join that and possibly win some prizes, even some of my favorite exogenous ketones, you can possibly win that if you have a remarkable transformation of any sort within the next time before September 7th, 2019. Thank you for watching. My name is Anthony Romano. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace.